Hey guys, this is Drew Henry from Movement Mortgage. I'm sitting here with two of the rock stars inside of Keller Williams, Pennie Carver over here to my left and Jim Lauritzen to my right. You guys just had a cross sale, and I just wanted to ask you a few simple questions on what that interaction was like. And Pennie, we'll start with you. Have you had a deal in the past with Jim?
No, I haven't.
So
First one.
First deal that you've worked with Jim, and what did you enjoy about working a cross sale with Jim?
Good communication and getting back in touch, yeah.
And do you want to elaborate on, was he available weekends, nights? What did that look like?
We were texting evenings, weekends, so he was there to respond quickly all the way through.
So he's an easy guy to get a hold of, it sounds like. Jim, you represented the seller. What did you enjoy about the way that Pennie represented her buyer across the table from you?
Okay, so first off, Pennie is very professional and knowledgeable, and she's honest. That's a real key thing for my seller, was that we have an honest representation going back and forth. And she aggressively represented her buyer, but she didn't turn my seller off, which is a real fine line to walk.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Pennie, what was your favorite part about working a deal with Jim?
He listened when I called and I had questions or we had dilemmas we needed to deal with, and he responded in a timely manner, getting back to me on them.
Communication's huge. Mm-hmm. Jim, if you had someone who was thinking about hiring Pennie as their realtor, what would you tell them about the way that she does business?
Well, Pennie's honest, she's professional, and she's knowledgeable. She's very approachable and works well to get her buyers a good deal.
Okay. And same question to you. What would you tell someone thinking about using Jim?
He's very knowledgeable. He's endlessly patient all the way through with his time, and especially being available evenings, weekends, even when we have a hiccup sometimes.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, so patience can be a really big thing. One last question for each of you, and we'll start with you, Pennie, is having both of you work inside of Keller Williams, how is that different versus working with an agent at another office?
It was great. We were close, our offices are close together, so it's easy to walk around the corner and to talk. Just even the phone conversations, texts, it was nice to have that quick response. Good communication between the both of us.
It's nice to have the other agent just down the hall, maybe.
Yes.
So, Jim, same question for you. How is that different for you?
Well, I've worked with deals outside the office, and the key thing about this one and inside the office was she was close. She was just literally steps away, like she mentioned. The really great thing is that when I called her or texted her or emailed her, I got an answer back. I didn't have to wait around. So she was really approachable, and she made doing business a whole lot easier, because if you have to wait for the other end of the deal to call you back and it takes a day or two, then that can sometimes make things not go so smoothly.
Yep. So very smooth closing, and a big part of that were the two agents that were a part of it. It's a huge deal just to have a professional who is going to work for you, who is knowledgeable, but that's going to communicate, kind of like we talked about. And these two are some of the two best in all of Spokane. So you mentioned that Jim had a lot of patience. Do you want to elaborate on kind of what that looked like?
Yes, we had a little hiccup in the transaction. My buyer had some money for coming from trust, and apparently his lender didn't understand that process of getting that paperwork together. So we couldn't close on time, so we had to extend it 2 weeks. We thought we might be at 3 weeks, so that Jim was so patient in talking with his seller and keeping her updated as we were moving through this time, because we didn't know if we were going to get those documentation in a week or 3 weeks or not. So it was really nice to be able to work with Jim and have that patience.
can you think of anything else you wanted to add?
You guys killed it.
I think this was a really fun sale, and this is, just a slight demonstration of how Keller Williams are professional agents. I drove all the way to Coeur d'Alene for the signing and brought the paperwork back for First American. You can edit that out if you like. But I brought the paperwork back and turned it into the closing office, and it's a half-hour, 45-minute drive over there and the same coming back. And I will say that the closing people I worked with were extremely professional, and it made going over there to do it worthwhile, and it certainly made my seller happy. She didn't have to drive all the way to Spokane.
Going the extra mile.
Going the extra mile, yep, that's a killer.
Awesome.